Hello and welcome to the first video of a brand new channel. I am Tom, this is TOD Rolls Dice, and we're going to talk about what's going on last week in Warhammer. I'm over here on the WarCom site. I'll put a link to these stories below. I've basically picked out the things that have either piqued my interest, things I love, or new model reveals, basically. Like, new model reveals we're going to talk about, regardless of the game. Some games I'm just not going to cover. But I've picked out my sort of top stories of the week just gone, which will be 22nd to the 29th of September 2024. This is the first one of these I'm doing. This format may change, who knows. Brand new channel, loads of ideas, don't really know what I'm going to do, it's all buzzing around in my head, so bear with me. Let me know what you think, and also let me know what you think of the story choices and your opinion on these. We're just going to skim through them, unless I want to dive a bit deeper. Not going to watch the videos because I think they're a bit funny about stuff like that. But story one, probably the most important one for the wider hobby sort of group. Get ready for chaos. Warhammer Day 2024 is coming. Now, I am a lover of chaos in AOS. My AOS stuff is all Dark Oath, nothing but Dark Oath. We ride hard, we ride fast, and we ride to kill everyone. So this is hopefully going to be good, because I know the Slaves to Darkness book is coming back end of the year, I think they said. So once we get the piddly little Stormcast Eternals out the way, Skaven have just gone, all of that crap's out the way, we're going to get a real book for real men and women, real fighters. So I'm looking forward to that, and these reveals will hopefully give us an idea of what's coming. So, funnily enough on this, I think a lot of people have touched on, you have the four main gods. You have Nurgle, you have Slanesh, you have Khorne, everybody's favourite big angry red, and then you've got Ratboy. There's no Tzeentch. Tzeentch has been demoted. No more Tzeentch, no more Thousand Suns. They got a last hurrah in Space Marine 2 and now they're gone forever. Yay. But let's take a quick look at what they're going to be showing off. So, in the video they don't mention their biggest property, Warhammer 40,000, which is quite funny. But we all know there's going to be something there that they're teasing up. I think it's Imperial Guard is coming out in January, from what they've said. So there'll be something November, December time to tease the 40k audience and the Guard players. A little bit of 40k, maybe. Some AOS, that's probably going to be some Skaven, some Stormcast. Hopefully some Slaves to Darkness, depending on what's going on in the next couple of months. Kill Team Hivestorm hasn't actually been released yet. It's up for pre-order, there's another week it comes out. I actually think it comes out on the day of this reveal, this preview show. So the next box of Kill Team will be announced before people have got their hands on the new box of Kill Team, which is a brand new edition. They've had release issues this year, let's put it that way. A little game called Legions Imperialis and Warhammer Underworlds, which I think I've played once. Obviously they're teasing an Underworlds model here with a rat bomb. So yeah, I think there's going to be some cool stuff here. 40k, the models recently have been really nice outside of... Actually, that's a lie, because the Inquisitor Kotiaz, and the Sanguinary Guard were both awful. But we'll see. Hopefully they've got some good stuff to show. My guess is it's going to be Guard, or it's going to be some chaosy stuff, because they're teasing chaos. But we'll see. Sigmar, again, we've touched on that. Stormcast is the next book out, so definitely some Stormcast new units and things. I'd say maybe a couple of heroes, potentially. And then hopefully a look at the Slaves to Darkness book. Kill Team could be anything. Like, it's a whole brand new edition. We don't really know what their release structure is. They've completely redesigned Kill Team. It seems like they've fixed a lot of the problems with it, and we don't know what their release schedule is going to be for this edition. We've had the big box every 3 months. We've had small boxes every whenever they've been able to ship them. It'll be interesting to know, because honestly, as a fan of Kill Team, if it's this year is 4 boxes, 3 boxes, whatever, of the same terrain over and over and over again, that kind of takes the interest out for me when I've already got the Hivestorm box on the way. So We'll see. I'm interested to see what they do. Legions Imperialis, I've no idea. It's probably going to be AdMech or Space Marine tanks. And Underworlds, Skaven. It's going to be a Skaven team, probably a new box or a new season. Who knows? But that's story 1. I'd love to cover the preview. I don't know if I'll be able to stream it, but I'm definitely going to give you a thoughts video on the Saturday, Sunday, next weekend. We'll go over what they've shown off and have a little look. On to the next story. Let's go Space Marine 2. Massive, massive video game. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. But they have finally, 3 weeks after the release of the game, they have announced that Titus is getting his own model in a wider release than just Target in the US. It basically comes with everything that you get in the Recruit Edition for current 40k 10th, but instead of 5 Space Marines with flamers, you get 1 Titus for the same price. Seems like a bad deal to me, but I only know people who would want the Titus model. I myself would want the Titus model just to kit bash him and put his weapons in the right hands and things. This is, for those of you who don't do Warhammer, who've never bought Warhammer, or are vaguely interested in Warhammer and don't have any of this stuff, this is a really good way of getting into the hobby. It tells you everything you need to know. There's a little game in there, obviously some paint, some clippers. The clippers and the brush are crap, but they're good enough to start with, and it gives you models to play with. Obviously Titus is huge, so if you've been playing Space Marine 2, that's your hero. And then you can build more stuff around him. I don't know if he's going to get rules in 40k proper or not. He doesn't really need to. He can just be a badass lieutenant. But yeah, this is cool, and the model looks fine. As I mentioned in the game, they've switched around Chainsword and the bolter, so he shoots with his left hand, swings with his right. They've not done that here to fit into all the other Space Marine models that are that pose, effectively. But it's not bad, it's a nice model. It's just a shame that the only way to get it is lumped in this box with a load of stuff that 95% of people who want a Titus model don't want. This looks like it's a GW store exclusive. But speaking of newish models, Blood Bowl got a new model. I don't know anything about Blood Bowl. I don't play Blood Bowl. I just think some of the models look cool. It's very slapstick. It definitely feels very slapstick. But this is a Slan. Is he really called Anky Panky? This is Anky Panky. Wow. What a name. That's the model. That's the artwork. It's a pretty cool model. I love this headpiece with the Triceratops horns, the teeth, and then the pose. I actually think this is a really cool model. You could quite easily, there's no other pictures of it, is there? No. You could quite easily not have it as a Blood Bowl thing, and he could just be a crazy character in your Lizardmen army. That would be quite cool. But this is probably resin, and you know, that's up to you if you want to muck around with that. But I thought that's quite a cool model. I'm not going to read any of this because it'll mean nothing to me anyway. But as I say, all these articles, if you want to read more, will be linked in the description below. Next one, we'll just burn through these. There's a new book for the Horus Heresy. Eidolon the Auric Hammer by Mark Collins is coming out soon. Apparently that's the Eidolon model. No, nothing. You're going to get a fancy cover as well. It means nothing. I'm not a fan of the Heresy. I don't think I'll ever play a Heresy game. It's just, I'm more focused on the future and 40k when I dabble in it. I'm currently more of an AOS nerd at the minute. So, talking of AOS, we got our first balance changes for the new edition. Loads of changes. You can download all the bits here and the points updates and things. Quite a few adjustments and things. They do go over it in the article. I'm just going to skim through a lot of this. Dark Oath got some points changes, is all I've really seen. But there's a few tweaks and things. They're obviously first one, they're learning how to do it and they're delivering it as free updates. It's all dated, so you'll know if you've got the latest or not. And I kind of like this. I like that they're open and they kind of give you ideas and they actually talk about it. Really, really cool. So if you're an AOS player, like I will be once I'm actually painted something, this is the first update for the new game. So we'll see how things change. Rumour engine. The rumour picture of the week is a burning tree. Might be a shield or part of a fancy fence. I would argue that that is AOS or fantasy. But yeah, let me know what you think that is outside of a burning tree in the comments. Next one, again AOS and Dark Oath focused, and specifically Brand's Oathbound. Gunnar Brand is one of my favourite characters he might be my favourite character in the limited knowledge of AOS that I have. I adored his book, thought it was excellent, and I love his model. They've got rules in Warcry. So you've got Gunnar Brand and his Oathbound. You've got the Dark Oath releases that came out in the box earlier this year. So the Fell Riders, the Marauders, the Wilder Fiend. Yeah, I love that model as well. And the champion, or not the champion, the chieftain on horse. You've also got the AOS 4th releases, the Clusians, and all of the Ruination Chamber Stormcast stuff, a lot of the new stuff. I think that's pretty much it. And there's a bit of a rules update as well. So if you're into Warcry, and you may have missed this because the download stuff went up and then an article went up about 12 hours later. But there's new downloads, new rules, things for new models. So the approach to this I really like is all of the models in Age of Sigmar you can use in Warcry. Here's the rules. Whereas Kill Team, which is effectively the 40k skirmish game, similar model count, but it's a completely different way of delivering the game. You have fixed teams, fixed loadouts effectively, whereas this is very much more open, very much more customizable. And this is pretty good. I would like to get some Warcry in as well once I finally get some stuff sorted. So that's cool. Obviously new rules and things, it changes what's gone before. You can play your old rules if you want. But the big thing for me here is these characters and the Dark Oath stuff. I can actually take the models that I have into a game of Warcry instead of being forced into using the savages who struggled with in the past when I've used them. But that's cool. Second to last, new animations are coming to Warhammer TV. So the animations are probably the biggest pull after the model for having Warhammer Plus. Some of the animations are good, some of them aren't, and they're very slow to come out. But I have to say, Tides has been pretty good, the last series that they did. So they're just giving you a sneak peek of what's coming this year, as we're effectively into year 4 Warhammer Plus now. The more hammer and bolter, but it looks like they're going CGI, which will be nice because some of the cartoony animation was a little bit wonky sometimes. There were some good episodes in there, but some of it was wonky. And they're starting off with a return to Cadia as a guardsman journeys to pay their respects to the Shrine of Martyrs, dedicated to those who died heroically in the last great battle of Cadia. So that could be good. Black Talon is coming back for season 2. The first season I really enjoyed. I thought it gave an interesting spin. As someone who doesn't know about the Stormcast Eternals very well, I thought this gave you a sort of working of their mind and how they treat their immortality. Really good series, really interesting characters as well. Very, very cool. So I'm glad that we're getting another season. And then they're teasing off a Horus Heresy animated series, which follows Terra's last loyal titans in the closing hours of the Siege of Terra. So that's probably going to be pretty big, quite fast. I'm not going to watch the clip, but the clip is there if you want to have a look at the first clip. And that's Kill Lupercal. Back to my favourite news story of last week. Hobbit Day reveal, this was last Sunday. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, TM, Battle for Edoras, TM, starter set, not TM. Again, I'm not going to go over this trailer. But this is the official reveal of the new edition of the Middle-earth strategy battle game. I love Lord of the Rings. I adore Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit's okay. I adore Lord of the Rings. We don't talk about Rings of Power here. But this is to tie in with the new animated film that's produced by Peter Jackson, I believe. And this is what's going to be in the starter box, probably the first way to get the new rules and some of the new models for this. So what do you get? You get, for the Rohirrim, Haleth, Prince of Rohan. Eldest son of Helm Hammerhand, you get him on foot with his axe. Really nice model. Not sure about the face. Really nice model. And unmounted, because in Lord of the Rings, if you're mounted and your horse dies, you still have your character, he's just not a horse. Which I like that rule. But I like that pose. Really nice model. I think my favourite one in the box is Hammer, Prince of Rohan. I love everything about this model. He's the youngest son of Helm and something of a warrior poet. I love archers. Archers with swords and cloaks, I'm in. Rangers, anything like that, I'm absolutely in. I love the horse, I love the helmet, see the bow and the quiver on his back. My one concern, and it's not really a concern, it's not a criticism, it's just something that I've noticed and I now can't unsee. Why does he look like late 90s David Bowie with the blonde centre parting? I will never unsee that now, and I've shared it with you. I remember these guys from, God, over 20 years ago. The first thing that got me into Warhammer was the Fellowship of the Ring. I bought the Fellowship box of metal models 22 years ago. I was much younger then, obviously. And then it built into the Two Towers and Warriors of Rohan, and I remember their first kit. I've got quite a few of them, actually. I love my Rohirrim. Absolutely adore just the idea of Rohan. It's my favourite area of Middle-earth. Two Towers is my favourite book. And these guys look just amazing. So these are all new plastic sculpts. Obviously it's 2 ranks of 12 duplicated models, but looking at them, they're just a nice little refresh on the older models, but they look very much like they would stand toe-to-toe in a formation with the old models as well. I think the more detail, they're probably a little cleaner. Maybe the weapons and things are slightly thinner or slightly more accurate for, the size of the warriors. But I think these look great, and I think these would look great next to the older models as well. But these are absolutely stunning. So on top of your 2 leaders here, Haleth and Hammer, you get 24 Warriors of Rohan. And then for the Hill Tribesmen, you get Wolf, leader of the Dunlendings. We've seen this model before. I like it, but I'm not sure about the face. But a lot of the problem that I have is how they paint things. They've gone very detailed, and sometimes that much detail can maybe take away from it in my mind. But I like the pose. It's a little bit more heroic than I think we've had in previous Lord of the Rings. But it definitely looks cool. I love the horse pose. I love the little, shielding over his face, the cowl, and the furs and the back armour there. Really, really cool. And you can't beat a dual-wielding warrior, can you? So, he looks cool. I'm interested to see what they do with him in the film. Obviously, Wolf is the son who swears vengeance against Rohirrim. General Targ, who I don't know, but again, 2 fairly solid poses. He looks very commanding on his foot model, and then obviously the sword in the air shouting, with me, warriors. Very cool. Really nice. Again, really nice horse. Not quite as armoured, but you can see a bit of a cowl there. And I do love all this, wolf pelts and furs and things on them. Really, really nice heroes. So that's 4 for 4 that I like in this. And then probably the star for me, as good as the warriors, as good as these are, the Warriors of the Rohirrim. They're gorgeous, but they're also similar to the ones that we've had. In a good way. That is excellent. That's exactly what we want. I want these models to work with what I've already got. These Tribesmen of Dunland, who you can use as Wild Men of Dunland. Oh my god, these are brand new. We've had them before, but I think they were resin or metal, and they were stupidly expensive. And they didn't look this good. Look at all of the beards, all of the wild hair, the torches, the bows. That archer looks amazing. I like that one as well, who's moving. they're just running around with torch and a shield. Just mad. Spears, wooden spears, they're very unrefined. It's just planks of wood that they've bolted together for shields. I think they look incredible. I mean, look at that guy's eyebrows. He's really going for the wild man vibe. I love it. These are beautiful. There isn't a thing in this box that I don't like. And you get some scenery, as you should. It's the starter box. But you get 2 houses of the Rohirrim Meadows houses. Beautiful. I didn't even know these existed. You can buy these separately if you want to. But you get 2 of them in the box with fences and barrels and things. These are so nice. And these are plastic as well, which is cool. So you've got a bit of scenery, you've got a map, you've got obviously your heroes and warriors, full rule book, scenario book, quick reference guide. This is everything you need to start the new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game. And as we get closer to the release of this, which is probably going to be December time, looking at when the film comes out, we'll go back to David Bowie. I think that this is hopefully going to be big. Lord of the Rings, hopefully the film is going to be good. I'm not an anime fan, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. It's the thing that got me into not 40k, but Warhammer. And Lord of the Rings is the one thing that really gets me excited with the Games Workshop stuff. I like AOS, I like 40k, I love the new models. A lot of them look fantastic. Even if it's not armies I'd have, this is where my heart is. My heart is in Middle-earth. So yeah, this just took me by surprise when I saw it last week. And I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to do a video, and I thought, let's try this. So there we have it. That's the latest news from WarCom. I will be back in a little bit because we'll have our Sunday preview. And my idea for this is we'll have a roundup of the stories that I find interesting every Saturday. And then we'll do a Sunday sort of pre-order preview video as well. And as we sort of grow and build and see where this channel goes and see what I want to do with it, I'd love to bring in battle reports. I'd love to have like videos, kill team, things like that. I'd love to do like smaller scale stuff because I can't do bigger stuff at the minute. I would need to buy quite a bit of equipment to set all that stuff up. I'm not quite there yet. But I have plans to do battle reports. I won't do painting streams and things, but we could maybe do hobby streams where I'm building stuff. I love a kit bash as well. I'm hoping to do stuff on what I'm working on as we go. It's going to be a slow start, in all honesty. I think maybe reviews and things is probably going to be one of the easiest things that I can do once I work out how to do them. And I'm happy with how I do them. Because next week, as I said, the Kill Team box will be arriving, hopefully next week on Monday. And other stuff as it comes out, and we see how we go. But at the minute, I'm focused personally on Age of Sigmar, particularly Spearhead, because it's just quicker and easier. Lord of the Rings, I'm waiting to see what happens, but I'm very interested in the new box, and hopefully into next year, the Lord of the Rings stuff. Or the Middle-earth stuff, to give it its proper name. And I'm dabbling with Kill Team quite a bit. I'm building my own custom Tempestus Aquilons team. Before we actually get them, I've got a whole idea for them actually being futuristic drop troops instead of the nautical scions. Not ready to show any of that off yet, but keep an eye out. Once I've got them up and running and kit bashed and sorted, and maybe even painted, that would be good. Then I'll show off some pictures. But I want to do this channel, and I'll touch on this really just to give you guys an idea, because I know this has been a long video. I spend a lot of time over on my gaming channel with TOD Plays Games. That's the big focus. I do streams, I do pre-recorded stuff, I do quite a bit of editing. And I've been wanting to do something hobby focused, something not always Warhammer, but something hobby focused. For quite a while, and next month there's like the Halo game comes out, which looks brilliant, a tabletop Halo game. Massive Halo fan. There's a Mass Effect dungeon crawler coming out tabletop again that looks really cool. So we're going to be dabbling in other things as well down the line, as and when I'm able to pick stuff up. But I wanted to do something, and I never really knew what I wanted to do, and I had this idea of, you know, in the new year we'll start with something, and hopefully by then I've got the equipment and stuff, and I can have a space where we could do battle reports or kill team reports or Lord of the Rings, AOS Spearhead, something on a smaller table for now. And I'd have stuff painted and all that. Because I've been really bad at painting recently. I've just not been in the mindset to do it. But I thought, you know what? Start making videos. Let's see where we go. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't start. So I'm putting this out there. We're going to see what happens. There's absolutely no pressure. Obviously, I'd like this to grow. I'd like to do more stuff with it. But honestly, I'm here to have fun and share, just like I do with the gaming channel. I'm here to share my love of whatever it is that we're talking about. Or, you know, constructive criticism or wherever we go. I'm here to share that with you guys who are into the same sphere, similar things, and hear what you guys have to say. I want this to be community focused. I don't know about live streams and things just yet. I don't know about battle reports just yet. It will all hopefully be coming down the line. We'll see. It all depends on funding and availability of getting stuff. But I'd like to think that we can start to grow this, and now I've done video 1, we can really get into this. And hopefully video 2 will be pretty quickly around the corner. But we'll be back in a little bit with the preview show, and I'll see you all in the next one.